What are some techniques that buyers have used when, purchasing a property after they're in contract? What is the best way to approach it?
I will say from a buyer's perspective, buyers try to get contingencies to their transactions to the extent they can. That's something that is very rare in New York. We very rarely have any post-contract execution due diligence. And by not having that post-execution due diligence, the contract deposit is hard when it goes up. There are times when people will, make claims of breaches if they don't want to close. That's generally difficult to prove. Probably the most common area that creates an issue for a buyer is environmental. And there are a number of environmental issues we have here. We have lead paint, we have asbestos, we have, potential oil leaks, the number of buildings still using heating oil, and some of those tanks are very, very old. So, a lot of buyers will ask for an environmental contingency, citing that if they find anything that is adverse, that there may be something referenced in the phase one report that gives them concern that they want to check out, they'll ask for a contingency. And I always tell my seller, look, they could find 1 tablespoon of heating oil on the ground and say that's an adverse condition and not want to close. So we always try to flip the leverage on that environmental contingency and say, okay, well, if we'll give you the contingency, however, we have the ability to either agree that you found an adverse condition, remediate the problem and make you close, or we as the seller can give you a credit for the cost of that remediation and make you close, or
Okay.
we could decide to give you back your deposit and cancel the contract. But it's not your decision, it's our decision as the seller. That way, if a relatively minor issue comes up, you have the ability to remediate it, and it's not a free look for the buyer.